As it's 2-2 with 2 away. Lawson delivers and gets Joe swinging through it. Brett Lawson will march off the mound. 3 strikeouts in the top of 9. He's given the Cardinals the chance. 3 outs left in their season. They need 3 runs or more.
Been throwing a lot with Corbin over at the yard or the strike zone there in Burlington.
Nice.
It's nice. First time in probably 3 or 4 seasons that I've had an indoor facility I could go to frequently, which has been nice.
Nice. So you're just been staying loose and everything else. So what made you decide to come back? It sounded like when you and I talked last year, it was over and it was done. So we even built it up as far as your last appearance and everything else. And I was like, next thing you know, it's like he's back. I'm like, okay, cool. And then
I don't know, man. Dean kind of messaged me a few weeks after the season, and I had said, I don't know, I'm not making a decision now. It's gonna take some time. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not coming back. And I thought about it, and my daughter Olivia, she kept saying, "Oh, can I come to the field again to watch you guys play?" And, I bring her down to the field, and she gets candy from the bench, and she loves it. And
oh, of course.
She loves
being part of the team. I get it. And she loves watching her dad throw a couple times. Those are the memories that, we might not think them as a big thing growing up and everything else, but you look back as, even the stuff we did with our parents as we're older now, and we've got kids of our own, and we kind of tell those stories and everything else. And those are the things that I guess we just latch onto.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And seeing that look in her face and the smile on her face when she asked that question, I was like, well, I guess I could do it again.
You can do it one more time anyways. We're a kick at the can. Dad's arm's not falling completely off yet, so I guess we're okay.
Yeah, the arm's still working. Body feels good. Really good this year. And I went and spoke with George and Larry earlier in the off season, and we had a nice little chat, and I told them, I'm down to come back for another season.
Awesome. So let's go back to when you got drafted out of, I guess, was it Northwestern Oklahoma or something? I always get it wrong.
Yeah, Northwestern Oklahoma State. Yeah.
So you got drafted, and I want to say I think it was the 15th round, somewhere in there. I remember we were doing your bio for the website way back when. So it was like, I still
15th round,
that. 15th round. Yeah. So were you teammates with Morneau and Mr. Maurer?
I was not with Morneau. When I was drafted, Morneau, I think, was in AA or high A at the time.
Yeah.
When I played my first rookie ball season, Morneau was definitely up in AA. But Maurer was our catcher, yeah.
That's awesome. So what do you remember from those days as far as could you just see with how he conducted himself and everything else that he was going to go far in this?
Maurer was a different breed, We knew watching him come in, like the very first game he played and the amount of work that he did getting ready for a game, like he knew something was special there, and he was just a nice, quiet kid who went about his business, and he worked hard, and it showed in games. Like I still haven't seen a catcher or a player for that matter hit the ball so naturally like Joe Maurer did. Everything was just back up the middle over second base almost every single time. It was pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah. So after you got let go by the Twins, I think you went to, was not the Frontier League. I can't remember which league you went to. I know you wound up in Edmonton, and you wound up in Winnipeg, and you made your way to Guelph. I think that was 2009. I think that was your first go around with the Royals back then, I think. And then you went to Toronto, then Barrie for a long time. Then you went back to Guelph for a little bit, then Welland, and then Hamilton now is your current stop. Your current, it's the IBL. It's the IBL tour. I get it.
It's the IBL. Why not, right? Exactly. Nothing else to do in the summer. I might as well go play ball. Yeah, no, it's been a long time in the IBL. And actually, Hamilton was the very first team I played for in 1997 before I went to college.
I think I do remember that. Yeah, I think I do remember that way back
before. Yeah.
Way back when.
Way back when. I think Lonsbury actually was the manager of the team at the time, or maybe he was involved.
He was involved with it, yeah, because he was really big with Brock at the time, and we kept razzing each other on the phone and emails and whatever else, but whatever. So I finally beat you in some sport. Not sure which league, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, fair.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's I left Minnesota, came back for a little bit, and then I went and played with the Quebec Capitals for a little bit, a couple months anyway. I got released from there. Total revolving door in Quebec at the time. Guys were running out. And then Edmonton opened up in the Northern League in 2005, and I got wind of that, so I called them, and that was that. They flew me out, and I played in Edmonton for a couple of years before heading to Winnipeg, and from Winnipeg to Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo, and then Fargo to Guelph, of all places. Now,
I know.
there's this one places that go from Fargo to Guelph. Okay, well, it's just as far as that stuff goes. Now, was it Kevin Hinton that brought you in that at that time, or was it Bruce Bent? Who was those guys as far as, was it a combination?
I was speaking to Hinton, but also J-Dub. So Jer Ware, I played with him in Hamilton, right? Yep. So he found out that I was released from Fargo, and he had been chatting back and forth with me for a little bit, and he's like, "Come out to Guelph," and then I talked to Hinton, and I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
I just remember that first appearance on the mound at Hastings Stadium. I went, "Holy crap, this guy's tall!"
Yeah,
poor guys coming on the plate. I'm going, "Yeah, you got no chance." And then you zipped it in there, and it was just like, okay, yeah, this has got some velocity behind it too. I don't know where we found this guy.
I think I had a fastball back then.
Yeah, he had a fastball, and I think, like anything, for longevity in this league, you can't go relying on this fastball, especially in this hitter-friendly league. As far as that stuff, you got to find new ways to get guys out.
It's true. As we lose our velocity, we got started. Well, in my case anyway, I had to learn how to pitch. Because I didn't have my fastball to blow by guys anymore, right? So I was like, all right, let me figure this whole pitching thing out that I've been doing for how many years?
Fake it till you make it kind of thing. Yeah. That's good. And of course, then just off the field, I know you're an avid fisherman, and you've gotten the music as well recently, too, which is really cool as far as that stuff goes. During the COVID months and everything else, I'd see you post on Facebook the various, Pearl Jams and whatever else you were working on as far as with the guitar. So what brought that on? Just out of a... Did you always love music like that, or just?
I've always loved music. I've been playing guitar since I think I was about 13 or so.
Yeah.
And then I think I just got bored during COVID. I could leave the house, and I was like, well, I'll just start posting some videos out of sheer boredom. I think. I mean,
yeah.
I apologize to everybody that's listened, hearing my singing. Not the best, but I don't care.
If they make me do karaoke once in a while, I get it. So it's all right. Yeah. I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah, no, music's always been a big part of my life. My family, on my mom's side, we're all very musical, and nice. I still love playing.
So you got to tell us about the guitars behind you there, because I see 4 of them hanging on the wall. What's the differential? They're just different.
Which way am I moving here? First one's a Taylor acoustic. We got that off a buddy about 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Good deal. The second one there is a Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul. I bought that in 1997. It cost an arm and a leg then. It was hard to hand over the money, but I wanted that guitar, so I went and bought it.
Well, you wanted one badly enough. You gotta suck it up once in a while.
Exactly. The third one there's my wife's guitar. She doesn't really play. Her dad gave it to her, so it's more of a wall ornament than anything.
Yep.
And then there's a couple of Fender Strats there at the end.
Yeah.
And another one upstairs.
Yeah. That's very cool. So you've won a lot of championships in this league, and you've seen a lot of different players come through this league. You've definitely noticed how much the league has changed, and I want to say the last 5-10 years anyways. It's definitely gone from, a lot of balance of guys where, they were just taking it kind of seriously, kind of not taking it seriously, to now where pretty much every team in this league is now guys have got pro experience, have got played high level at collegiate levels, and, they're out there to win on a regular basis now.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I've said that over the last 10 years, this league has turned into one of the most competitive leagues I've played in, A lot of talent coming in and out of this league, guys coming over from the DR, Cuba, down from the U.S. And it's just fantastic to have all that talent pooled here, right? Because it's great for our community. It's great for these,
exactly.
Stuff in Hamilton, Welland, doing great jobs with the ownership and bringing fans in, and fans are really enjoying it too.
Oh, exactly.
It's just fun to play. It's fun to compete. It's fun to play against guys that actually are extremely competitive now. Oh, exactly. It's a challenge.
Yeah. So what was the best piece of advice anybody gave you as far as a ball player, as far as when you were trying to develop yourself into a pitcher?
Best advice I ever got. Oh man, I've had so much advice over the years. Dig back into a pool of things. It sounds cliched, but I think from any pitching coach I've ever had, it was just, have fun and play catch.
Yep.
When I was younger, I got in my head a lot, and I think that hindered my ability to throw strikes.
You were trying to aim the ball rather than just letting it come out of your hand naturally, or?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I think it was just more the anxiety of being on there and not doing well, right? And so, you're playing through your head, and I've had multiple coaches say, hey man, your stuff's good, relax, have fun, play catch. That's all it is. I mean, and he's right. They were all right. There's nothing more to it than throwing a baseball to a glove. Once the ball leaves your hand, there's not much else you can do, so there's no point in worrying.
Yeah. Favorite fishing spots in the area you like to go to when you got a down day? Because I would see you on those videos on Facebook and everything else. Like, he's out there fishing again. Like, he's got all these spots, so he must be bringing in some pretty big fish, or at least catching a few things to tell stories about.
A few things here and there. I like to go up to the Kawarthas, up in Bob Cajun on Pigeon Lake.
Yep.
One of my favorite places to fish. We get up there a couple times a year out in that area. We've done Rice Lake and Pigeon Lake a couple times, and we rent some cottages all summer. My father-in-law is starting to become a bit of a fisherman now. I think he just likes to hang out on the boat, but he comes out and he fishes with me. And
hey, nobody bugs you on the boats. Come on.
That's exactly right. And then around here, you know what? If I have a down day and I'm bored and I want to get out, I just drop the boat in Burlington Bay there. Yep. Just over the bridge. I've been trying, but it's those fish in there are elusive. I've seen them, but they don't want to bite. So I keep saying I'm going to keep putting my boat in there until I catch one. And then I'll walk away from it. But I like a good challenge.
Yeah. All right, let's try to put your pitching mindset on right now. We're going to think of younger Brett versus older Brett. How would you approach the hitter when you were younger? Obviously the fastball, but now that you're older and you realize, okay, it's not as fast as it once was. Have you changed your approach?
Oh yeah, when I was younger, it was literally just blow a ball by a guy, right? I kind of threw to a huge box, probably a little larger than the strike zone because I couldn't throw to the strike zone. So I'm like, all right, I'll just throw the ball hard. These guys will get themselves out, no problem, right? But like I said, as I've gotten older and I've lost my fastball now, I'm having to pitch a little more. So I'm mixing in a lot of off-speed pitches more so than I ever did. Whether that be a curveball or my splitty, and trying to keep the hitters off balance because for whatever reason at 45 I can throw strikes now. So
hey, it's better late than never.
George asked me, he's like, when did you learn to pitch? Like, when did you become a pitcher? And I think I jokingly said, I don't know, about 2019, 2020, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Do you keep do you watch a lot of game footage or anything? Do you look at the guy's stats or anything before a matchup? Okay, I might get into this guy. I might have to face whoever.
No. I've never done that in my whole career. I've always kind of handled hitters the same way, right? Mm-hmm. And with a guy like Luis behind the dish here in Hamilton, he's so good at reading a hitter, and having been a pitcher himself, he totally understands the matchup, and so throwing to him is amazing. He calls such a great game, and I think I just trust, and even up in Barrie, we had DeGrace behind the dish, and DeGrace was a pretty solid catcher, and he understood the game well and the hitters, and so I always relied on that, that connection with my catcher.
Now, are you still close with that Barrie crew as far as, because I know you guys were really tight when Barrie was going through that whole series of the dynasties and everything else. I know you guys were really tight. You were always, I would see pictures of you guys vacationing together or whatever else. Are you guys still that tight still, or?
I think a lot of the guys are. I don't have as much connection with them anymore. The odd comment on Facebook here and there, Yeah. Seeing DeGrace still, or Steve Lewis, some of the guys, Brandon Dew, chat with them every so often, but not like we used to, no.
Okay. So if you were going to become a pitching coach in this league, or in any league, what would be your advice to kids as far as if they're trying to figure out how to become a pitcher, going through the systems and everything else?
I would tell them to work hard. I would tell them to take it seriously. Nothing's given to you, so you got to work for what you want. Keep your body strong, and have fun doing it, because it is fun when you allow it to be fun, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. What are you looking forward to most this season?
Competing again. We have a great team coming in. I'm excited to get out there and throw and see the new guys that we've brought in. I've heard some good things, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
Definitely come together nicely here. George has been really busy this offseason. Really, I think he got his feet wet last year and got a little burned with a couple of things, and I think he's learned from that, and I think he's in a better mindset now as far as, okay, this is what it takes to get through the season and then into the postseason. So I think he's definitely got things and plans in place as far as to make sure everything goes smoothly this year.
Yeah, I think so. Like Eric's come in and he's built Hamilton to be a pretty good product, right? And I think this year we're going to have a different team, and Hamilton's going to be a different product on the field this year. So it's very exciting to be part of this and see how it unfolds.
Well, that's awesome. Always great to chat with you. I also wanted to mention, I got to ask, how did you get into web design and all that stuff? How did you finally get into that stuff too?
Yeah, I went to school when I was still playing pro ball. I was doing graphic design, corporate branding, and advertising classes between seasons. And when I got done playing pro balls in 2009, whatever it was, I had to come back and find a job, and I was working some marketing jobs and some small creative jobs. And then a web agency in Burlington had an opening, and I knew somebody, and so I got an interview, and it was a very basic web content job. It was basically just updating content and publishing sites, right? So I didn't really know anything about web at the time.
Yeah.
But I taught myself how to code front end of websites, write HTML and CSS and some JavaScript and things like that, and started teaching myself how to build sites. And it progressed into a career. And now I don't code sites anymore, but I got my hands in designing with the company I'm with. So I do a lot of the designs that come through our company, which
you and I might have to talk off stream one of these days. My outer stuff needs some love, so we may have to talk soon.
I'm always willing to help out a friend, Neil. Of course, I've known you for how long now? God, it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. Definitely since the days when you jumped into Guelph, so that's for sure.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Everything good with you?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good. The kids are here for Easter and everything else, so I think they're doing their Easter egg hunt right now because that's why it's quiet right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think mine's upstairs boiling eggs to decorate. So
fun. Well, thank you so much for taking some time on your holidays this weekend. Enjoy the time with Olivia and say hi to everybody else for us. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, man.
Absolutely, Neil. Thanks. Pleasure as always, my man.
Thanks, man.